my gosh, you guys, did we have an awesome game last night between the Raptors and the Celtics. Toronto Raptors absolutely crushed the Celtics in their first home game of the season. Scottie Barnes led the way with 25 points for the squad, you guys. Absolutely outstanding performance on both ends of the floor from the Raptors squad. Last game and a huge bounce back victory after that tough loss to the Wizards in game one. Right, real quick before we start breaking down this game that just took place last night, you guys, if you go ahead and like this video, if you like sporting content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Been getting a lot of support lately, and I greatly appreciate it, you guys. Thanks for watching all the videos, and without further ado, let's go ahead and start breaking down the game that took place last night. Obviously, the Raptors improved to 1-1 on their season now, pushing Boston to 0-2 after a hard double overtime loss versus the New York Knicks. They get absolutely destroyed by the Toronto Raptors squad last night. 32-point victory. I mean, it was just an absolute dustation in that second half. Boston was able to hang around a bit in the first half there. It was a pretty close game still. I believe we tied 23 apiece after the first quarter, and then after that the Raptors started to pull away a little bit, and then we can't come into that third and fourth quarter and just absolutely annihilated Boston. I mean, they were not prepared to put that kind of effort in to be able to sustain any sort of consistent scoring out there. Our defense was absolutely tenacious against these guys. Super impressed with the active hands on the defensive end. I mean, we forced them into so many turnovers. They had 25 turnovers total throughout that game to our 11 turnovers, so we won that battle handily. And just the active hands on the defensive end of the floor for the squad was just super impressive. Just loved what I seen from the boys. Just the max effort on every single possession, every single play is exactly what you want to see. And if Toronto's gonna bring effort like that on a consistent basis, we're gonna be upsetting a lot of teams here this year, you guys. We ain't even having our best player out on the floor in Pascal Siakam yet. So it's just outstanding how we were able to perform against what is supposed to be a pretty good Boston Celtics team. Obviously, they didn't look very good last night. We were able to hold down their big-time players. I don't think they had anyone score over 20 points. So that's just a phenomenal job by the Raptors defense there. Real quick here, we'll start breaking down some of the team stats, you guys. Toronto Raptors ended up finishing the night with a 42% field goal percentage, 28% from three-point range. Really did a good job on the free throw line, 21 from 21. For the free throw line there, you guys shooting 100% for the Raptors, which is a good thing to see. Everyone was banging in those free throws, which is huge. You want to be making as many of those as possible. Anytime you can make 100% when you're shooting north of 20 free throws is very impressive. So great job by the boys. And this stat right here coming up, you guys, is just incredible. One of the biggest reasons we absolutely crushed Boston, and that's in the rebound battle. We out-rebounded Boston 60-42, out-rebounding them by 18 boards, just absolutely dusting them up on the boards. They had no chance. We were freaking fighting for every single rebound that was available there. We ended up out-rebounding them on the offensive glass by 21-10. Just outstanding the amount of second chance points we were getting. I believe we had 18 or 20 more shots than them in the game, just because of how many times we were able to get those offensive boards and come down with the rebounds there. It was just an outstanding performance on the glass from the whole team as a unit. Obviously, Scottie Barnes and Precious Achiuwa leading the way in the rebound department with 15 and 13 apiece. Just absolutely nasty and tenacious out there on the floor. Gotta love to see it from the squad. Also added 22 assists on the night for the team. Celtics only had 19 team assists, so not too many. And we had 16 steals on them, so that just goes to show, like I said, the active hands and being able to get into the passing lanes, deflect the basketball, and come up with the turnover. So we did a great job on that as well, comparatively to Boston only getting 6 steals on us. And like I said, we only turned the ball over 11 times comparatively to Boston turning it over 25 times. So just an outstanding performance from the boys on the defensive side of the ball. We crushed them inside the paint as well, outscoring them in the paint by a score of 58-32. So just absolutely dominating inside on these guys. They had no chance. They were not ready to play that physical style of game. And we just absolutely took it to them last night. And it was a great performance, you guys. Scottie Barnes looked phenomenal. I mean, what a breakout game for Scottie. His only second game in the league, and this guy looks absolutely outstanding in his second game of action. On the road yet, too, in a hostile environment in Boston there. Ends up finishing the night with 25 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 assists, shooting 11-17 from the field. A really nice, efficient night for him. led the way for the squad. I mean, he pretty much was the reason we won this game, him and Achua. OG and Fred struggled again with their shooting stroke. They did some other things nice for the squad to keep us in it, keep us rolling there. But this was all about Scottie Barnes and Precious Achua stepping up big time here, especially on the glass, man, with 13 rebounds for Scottie, 15 rebounds for Achua. So a real nice performance from them boys. Achua also added 15 points to go along with his 15 boards. Also had 2 steals on top of that, shooting 6 of 13 from the field. So a nice performance from him, just being active on the floor, active on the glass, just making plays when he can. Loved what I seen from him. OG had a bit of a rough shooting night again. Shot 4 of 18 from the field, so not a very high clip there. But did some other things nice. Still finished the game with 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. So still doing a little bit of the other things for you. Obviously, his defense is on par there as being one of our best defenders on the floor, holding down guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in that game. Trent Jr. had a real nice performance. They inserted him into the starting lineup. He was able to go get 20 points with three boards, 1 assist, and 4 steals. I loved what I seen from Gary Trent on the defensive side of the floor there. Really active with his hands and pressing the Boston players at that 3-point line. He was able to force a lot of turnovers there, grab a few steals in that game. So I really liked the performance from Trent Jr. He was relentless on the offensive end as well, looking for a shot. Fearless out there, just having the faith that he's going to make it. Had some nice tough lay-ins, couple clutch 3 balls. I mean, just a great performance all around from him. Hopefully he can continue to be in that starting lineup going forward. I think he's a better match in that starting lineup comparatively to Goran Dragic. Fred VanVleet had another rough shooting night as well. Him and OG been struggling shooting the ball the first couple of games here. Freddie only shot 3 of 10 from the field last night, but did a great job making an impact in other areas on the floor, finishing the night with 11 points, 4 boards, 9 assists, which is huge, and still had 3 steals and a block on the defensive end. So even though his shot isn't dropping, same with OG, even though there's those 2 guys' shots ain't dropping, they're still making an impact on the floor in other areas, which is exactly what you want to see from a veteran presence like that. Especially if their shots not dropping, they're still making an impact and being a positive impact on the game. Boucher had a little bit of a bounce back. Still not a great shooting night, but he was shooting a little bit better comparatively to game 1. Shot 4 of 11 from the field, finishing up with 11 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals and 1 block. So not a bad night from Boucher. Didn't play a ton of minutes. Obviously, he's still dealing with that finger injury a little bit. So I expect his shooting stroke to just continue to get better as that finger gets more healthy throughout the next few days and weeks here. Svai Mikhailuk had another decent performance. I think he only played 14 or 15 minutes for us. Still had 8 points, 3 boards, 1 assist, and 1 steal, shooting 2 of 5 from the field. So not a bad little performance from him as well. Goran Dragic pitched in a few points for you as well there. So all around, just a great team win against the Boston Celtics. We'll just go over some of the Celtics stats. Did a great job holding down Jason Tatum. He only had 18 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, and 1 block, shooting 8 of 14 from the field. So his shooting percentage was up there. 8 of 14 is a pretty nice clip. But the biggest thing is that we didn't allow him to go off for a huge amount of points. He wasn't shooting 25 shots, going 20 for 25 from the field or anything like that. I thought we did a great job on closing out on him and forcing him into some tough shots there. A lot of those shots he was hitting too to try and keep the Celtics hanging around were like turnaround fading jump shots. Not ones that were easy to make. He was still banging them in. But we weren't giving him a lot of easy looks, which was important. Jaylen Brown had a tough one after his outstanding performance against the Knicks in that loss, double overtime loss where he had 46 points. We held him down to 9 points and 4 boards, shooting 3 of 13 from the field. So just once again, a phenomenal job on the defensive side of the ball for the Toronto Raptors. Al Horford had a decent performance for them, 11 and 11, 11 points, 11 boards, 2 assists and 4 blocks. He was having a block party on us early in that game until we kind of got our feet under us a little bit and were able to establish a little bit better in the paint there and be able to finish some of those drives to the rack in the second half. He shot 5 of 12 from the field, so we didn't allow Horford to really get going there either, which is good. Real impressive as well. One of their better point guards, Marcus Smart, held him scoreless in the game. No points, no rebounds from Marcus Smart in this game. Great job by the Toronto Raptors defense on that aspect. He also only had 5 assists with 2 steals and 2 blocks. 0 of 6 from the field for him. So just a great job overall by the Toronto Raptors. One of those dominant performances. And just shows the capability of this squad if they're able to play a complete game from start to finish. We're going to be an absolute force to be reckoned with, especially when Pascal comes back. I think he's our best player for sure, so I think when he comes back, you have him alongside Scottie Barnes and OG Anunoby, Precious Achua. I mean, we're just going to have a nasty starting lineup. Personally, when Pascal comes back, you guys, I'd love to leave Achua at the center slot. I'd leave Scottie Barnes at the power forward. And then what I would do is have Pascal play the small forward. I would move OG to the shooting guard. And then I'd have Freddie as your point guard, so you can run that'd be a big time lineup, because you'd have all your guys. I believe OG's 6'8", so that'd be your smallest guy other than Freddie. And then you'd have 3 6'9" guys. So our length and athleticism would just dominate teams. It just makes it so tough for teams to be able to get the 3-point shot going on us. So I'm kind of hoping that that's what's going to be the starting lineup when Pascal does come back. But we'll have to see what happens. Nonetheless, the boys played phenomenal. Loved what I seen from the squad last night. You guys got another big-time matchup coming up on our home court against the Mavericks tonight. First back-to-back of the season. Scottie Barnes said in his interview after the game that he's ready to roll. His legs are going to feel fresh because he's a young gun, which is no surprise. So I think we got a good opportunity to go and take one against the Mavericks here tonight. Obviously, they're traveling up to Canada. They're dealing with the border stuff. And, just traveling a long ways down from Texas. So hopefully their head's not completely in the game and the Raptors can build a little momentum off of last night's big-time victory and take another one tonight over the Dallas Mavericks, you guys. Would love to get your guys' opinion in the comments section down below. How do you think the Raptors fared last night? I'm sure you guys all enjoyed just as much as I did watching us just absolutely take it to the Boston Celtics. Also would love to get your guys' opinion in the comment section down below on how you think our chances are going to fare tonight versus the Mavericks. You think we got a good opportunity to go to 2-1 on our season? Would love your guys' opinion, like I said, in the comment section down below. Once again, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video, and every video on my channel, man, means a lot to me. Please go ahead and like this video if you like sporting content like this. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more sporting content like this in the near future. Thanks for watching, you guys, and this is Nizzy with Nizzy Sports Chat. Signing off. Peace.